Hello, my third grade friends. I hope you're doing well and you're enjoying your time at home. I know spring break is coming up next week, so this will be our last reading for right before spring break, and then we'll pick up after spring break. Okay. So when we last left off, we learned that the word leaf was carved onto Red's trunk. It was left there by the teenager, and it was meant for Samar's family, who has the house right across from the tree. So they're telling them to leave, which is not very nice. Okay, so we'll start from there. Chapter 15. When you're the neighborhood Wishtree, people talk. It didn't take long for folk to learn about the ugly word carved into my trunk. People stopped to stare. They gathered in little groups. They grimaced like, ooh, and they shook their heads and they murmured. By lunchtime, the police had arrived. I am not, as it happens, a stranger to law enforcement. A pair of calico kittens resides across the street. They love climbing up my trunk to my uppermost branches, but unfortunately, they don't love climbing back down. In the last 2 months, Lewis and Clark have been rescued twice by the fire department and 3 times by the police. So Lewis and Clark are the names of the two cats that like to climb up his trunk. Then they get scared when they get up there. They can't come down, so the policeman or the fireman has to come down and get them. Sandy and Max, the same police officers who had rescued the kittens just last week, climbed out of their patrol car to check me out. They frowned. They searched the lawn for clues. They talked to passerbys and took photos. Bongo, I whispered. I'm an official crime scene. She was not amused. The owner of the houses, and therefore technically of me, was the one who had called the police. Francesca, tall and thin with short, dove gray hair, lived across the street. The blue and green houses had belonged to her family for generations. Francesca was also the owner of Lewis and Clark, my intrepid visitors. With a grim look on her face, Francesca strode across the street to talk to the police. Lewis and Clark squirmed in her arms. That tree, Francesca said to Sandy, who was taking notes on a little pad. It's nothing but trouble for as long as I can remember. Francesca has never been the sentimental sort. She likes cats more than trees. To each her own, I suppose. I happen to like trees more than cats. Oh, but people love Wishtree, said Sandy. She looked me up and down. Although I imagine it's a lot of work for you. Every year, the day after wishing day, I swear I'm going to cut this thing down, Francesca said. It was true, but I knew Francesca didn't mean it, and she and I went back and forth. The cleanup isn't the worst of it, Francesca continued. The things people wish for. The craziness. Last year, someone wrote, I wish for a chocolate spaghetti and permanent marker on a pair of underwear. I tossed it away up high. Chocolate spaghetti, Sandy said. I could get behind that. Craziness, I tell you, Francesca stared at me. It's just a tree, after all, just a tree. Just a tree seemed a tad bit unfair. But Francesca looked tired and angry, so I tried not to take it personally. Sandy closed her notebook. People believe what they want to believe about trees. She stared at the newly carved word. About people, too. What now? Francesca asked. Don't know, Sandy said. The tree belongs to you, not the new family, and you've been here forever. Francesca smiled sadly. Suppose it could be me they're hoping who will leave. They watched Max place a circle yellow crime scene tape near my trunk, using metal stakes. Don't think so, Francesca, Sandy had said. So Francesca is jokingly saying maybe they want me to leave, maybe not Samar's family. And the police officer saying, no, I don't think they mean for you to leave. Max joined them. He stroked the kittens, who purred softly. One problem in terms of prosecuting anyone, he said, is the history of this tree. It's almost May when people leave their wishes or whatever. Hard to say for sure. This isn't part of the whole, traditional thing. He shrugged. That's assuming we figure out who did this, mind you. People are supposed to make their wishes on a rag or a piece of paper, not carve it into the trunk, Francesca said. That's why back in Ireland they call this raggy tree. Nowadays, a lot of people just tie a tag around a branch and write their nutty wishes. She shrugged. In any case, leave is not a wish, it's a threat. You know what a threat is? A threat is like you tell somebody, like, give me your candy or else I'm going to tell on you or something. It certainly is, Max agreed. Francesca nodded and at the crack and buckled walkways leading to both houses. Tell you one thing, Wishtree or not, this oak is destroying the sidewalk. Messing with the plumbing too. Roots go on forever. She shook her head. Maybe it's really time to cut it down. No more leaves to rake. No more wishing day mess. No more of this unkindness. Have you ever walked down a sidewalk and noticed that on some of the sidewalks when it's supposed to be flat, that there were some parts like buckled up or even like little cracks in them, or they might have a little thing and then go down? Those are usually from the branches. You usually see those little bumps on the sidewalk when there is a big tree, because of a tree it just grows, the branches just grow. So when there's concrete there and it's growing into the concrete, it's going to push up on a concrete and the concrete's going to break. So that's what she's saying, that the concrete on that the sidewalks are all buckling, meaning they're, instead of being flat, they're like this, or they're cracking, and also cracking into the plumbing. Plumbing is what brings water into your house and out of your house. And so with the tree branch is very, very thick, right? So when it grows, it could grow into those pipes and break your pipes, which would be not a good thing, because that means you can't get water in, or you could get dirty water in and things like that. So she's like, it's a mess with the sidewalk buckling or with the plumbing, meaning the water coming in, the pipes. Louis leapt from Francesca's grasp and dashed for my trunk. Sandy tackled him just in time. So here's a picture, I don't know if you can see or not, of the two kitties, Louis and Clark, and here is Wishtree. They're getting ready to climb up him again. We will finish up our investigation in a day or two. Be out of your hair, Max said. Then you will be free to do whatever you want with the tree. You know, Francesca said, taking Louis from Sandy, my father almost cut this tree down years ago. My mother wasn't having it. Family lore or something. Soft-hearted nonsense. She sighed. Guess it's up to me. Meantime, you keep us posted if anything else happens, Sandy advised. Francesca headed down across the lawn, holding the kittens close. Leave, she murmured. What a world. What a world we live in. Okay, my friends, we will stop there, and we'll continue our story after spring break. I hope you guys have fun during spring break. It'll be nice not to have any work, but I still miss seeing you guys every day, and I hope to see you soon. Go outside and have some fun. Bye.